So it's that time of year again when it appears that Mercury is moving backwards in the sky, also known as Mercury Retrograde. It stationed retrograde yesterday, the 9th of November, in Sagittarius. It's actually going to be retrograding in two signs this time. On the 19th of November, it retrogrades into Scorpio until the 29th, and then it's going to be in its shadow till mid-December. So we're going to be feeling the effects of this until roughly mid-December. So for those that are new to this, when a planet is retrograde, it appears like it's turning backward in the sky, but it's just an optical illusion. It's not really turning backwards, but but the effects of it are the same, as in it gets us to turn backwards within our lives, or as in it gets us to review what we've been working on, or what things from the past come back to be reviewed. That's why it's commonly known for, exes coming back, or things from the past coming back. But it's Mercury, it's in the realm of Mercury rules things. So Mercury rules communication, so things that are unresolved in terms of communication come back to be reviewed. It rules all modes of transport, how we get from A to B. This is why travel plans can go awry during Mercury retrograde. These things are very real. If you just become more conscious during Mercury retrograde, you'll see that this is a thing. You'll find you have a lot more tech glitches. You lose things in terms of communication. So if you don't back up documents, or you don't read the small print, you will see during Mercury retrograde that you lose things, or this will cause sort of a negative effect for you. Now you have to look at the signs that it's in as well to give you more information of how it will affect you personally. So it's going to be, firstly, it's in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius ruled things are the bigger picture, our belief systems, our philosophy in life, higher education. It's also foreign cultures, travel, the bigger perspective, zooming out. Sagittarius is all about the bigger picture. So this is what's going to be up for sort of review in this time for the first few weeks of the first part of the retrograde. Mercury's going to ask you to review your own belief systems. Are you walking your talk? Are you living by your own philosophy? So you're going to be shown very clearly during this retrograde if you're not, or do you still? Are you just stuck in sort of an old way of thinking, or an old belief system that's not serving you any longer? This is going to show very clearly where you stand with your belief systems, or what aren't maybe in alignment anymore. And all things like publishing, that's all the domain of Sagittarius. Higher wisdom, so, and the truth, truth seeking. So this might be a time where you're going to be, reviewing things in order to get more of the truth on things, get more into the truth, and then it's when it goes into Scorpio. So Scorpio real themes are going to come up for you. So that Scorpio is all about intimacy, money, shared resources, power and control, the sort of what's hidden. So it'll kind of bring these things up in terms of probably your relationship with your significant other, or things to do with debt and money. So that these are themes that are going to be brought up for you to review and revisit and reflect on. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Retrogrades are all about put or in front, or I should say, in front of everything, and that's the retrograde in the themes of Sagittarius and Scorpio. Okay, so also you've got to look for the house. What house in your chart do Sagittarius and Scorpio sit in? That's the area of life it's going to affect. And I would also should look at the Mercury ruled signs. Where do they sit? So Virgo and Gemini. And I would encourage you to take note of these retrogrades. What is actually what things are being affected? Like, where are you being forced to slow down? Where are you being, where you've been delayed and restricted? Where are things changing during this retrograde? Take note of all these things, and you will see then, these patterns playing out. So, for example, I always, use this as an example for myself. Virgo, Mercury rules Virgo. Virgo rules my career. So every Mercury retrograde, something happens or changes in my career. Sometimes big, sometimes very small, but there's a change nonetheless. Or there's something, I'll get delayed in. So, it very obviously affects my career. But if I wasn't taking notice of this, I wouldn't see a lot of times, because sometimes it's small changes. Okay, so I would encourage you. This is another transit to have a diary on, and then you'll see how it will personally affect you. So the signs that are going to be most affected are going to be obviously Sagittarius, Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini, and it's going to be the fixed and mutables as well. So it's going to affect everybody, but just check your birth chart to see where Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo and Gemini sit in your house, and you'll have more idea of how it's going to affect you. But don't, as always with Mercury retrogrades, no matter where they are in your chart, read the small print in contracts. If you must sign contracts during this time, like review, revisit, reread all of that, back up everything. Back up all your documents, have copies, keep saving them, expect delays with traveling. If you must travel, give yourself plenty of time, expect delays. That way, you won't be disappointed. And just have contingency plans around the realm of communication, travel, and like that, use this time to really review your philosophies again, and being authentic, aligning yourself properly with your what you believe in. Review them again to really know what do you stand for. Very, very important. But this Mercury retrograde is going to help you really, see what you stand for. And if you don't like what you stand for, then, this is the time to change it. That's the Mercury retrograde. I think that's about it. But, but just, use this time to slow down and think before you speak. Really, it's a time to, like I said, don't move, you're not moving forward, you're kind of pausing and reflecting. So that goes for all, even if you have to have a serious conversation with someone, you want to be reflecting on it, reviewing it before you speak it out. So that's the Mercury retrograde. I hope all of you guys are well, and you've probably already experienced the glitches from this, because without a doubt the shadow side, the shadow phase of the Mercury retrograde is actually more retrograde. I definitely have experienced than the retrograde itself. But anyway, that's Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius and Scorpio. Have a great rest of evening.